It's definitely helped my profitability, and better for the soil, better for the environment.
Hello, and welcome to this edition of the State of Soy. I'm Michaela Jordan, reporting from Waterloo at the 4R Nutrient Stewardship Summit, joined today by Ben Gleason, Executive Director for the Iowa Nutrient Research and Education Council, and Tom Vaske, a farmer from Northeast Iowa, and we're talking about the importance of nutrients in the field. Ben, why don't you start us off by telling us the current state of nutrients in Iowa and what Iowa NREC is hearing from farmers?
We've had a nutrient reduction strategy in place since 2013. The state of Iowa was one of the first states to adopt a strategy. So we have a goal of 45% reduction in the loss of nitrogen and phosphorus, not necessarily the use of those nutrients, but we're trying to keep them in the field and out of the water. So we've made a ton of progress on phosphorus since the 80s. We've seen a lot of advances in reduced tillage intensity, strip till, no-till, all those things keep soil in the field, reduce erosion, and phosphorus is generally attached to those soil particles, so it reduces phosphorus loss. Nitrogen, on the other hand, is a trickier nutrient to control and keep in the field because it is water soluble. So we're trying different things compared to phosphorus. Cover crops are the one practice that does double duty by reducing soil erosion, but also scavenging nitrogen from the soil and growing the cover crop. So we're doing a lot more on the edge of field practices that treat tile drainage to reduce that nitrogen loss. We're really close on meeting some of our goals as far as practice adoption, but we've got a lot of work to do on the nitrogen side because it is different, and there's a ton of farmers experimenting and trying new things.
A lot of the nutrients that you mentioned, the nitrogen and the phosphorus, play a large role in the fertility of soils that farmers have. Tom, what changes have you made to your nutrient management program to help kind of maintain those nutrients in your fields?
I did the strip till, and that puts it down in the ground, and like I said, multiple applications of nitrogen, and just constantly changing rates of nitrogen, and soil sampling for the P and K, and just keeping up on all that.
Ben, besides the practices that Tom mentioned, the ones you mentioned earlier, what can farmers do to help keep those nutrients out of the water and in the soil? That way they're continuing to help their crop.
Tom touched on this, but I think today's tools, variable rate technology, soil sampling, tissue sampling. We heard about sap testing today. It continues to evolve, and I don't know how farmers like Tom can stay on top of all those changes, but it's also a little difficult to try and keep up with the weather. There's a lot of new technology coming, and then we also have developing technology on the stabilizer inhibitor side that keeps those nitrate molecules in the soil.
He mentioned some of those different ways to apply nitrogen. What is your current plan with nitrogen, and how has it been helping your farm?
Well, currently I put on about a third on it with the planter, and then the remaining at side dressing. And I'd love to be able to do another application of white drops, but I'm not set up for that right now. So that would be my ideal goal, long-term goal. The more applications, the better. You can maybe cut back the rates. If nothing else, you may not have that loss. It's definitely helped my profitability, and better for the soil, better for the environment.
How do you learn about these different management practices, or where do you go to learn more?
Iowa State has the best research. Iowa soy, Iowa corn, Iowa State, that's my main resources.
Ben, if a farmer's wanting to learn more about what Iowa NREC does and how they can kind of adjust their management practices like Tom has, where can they go to learn more?
Yeah, you can go to our website, iowanrec.org. We have all our survey data there. We did just come out with a 5-part video series on the nutrient reduction strategy. That's on the website. That's really helpful to help understand that, how the strategy came about, how we're developing new technology, how we're monitoring and tracking progress. So lots of cool stuff on that website.
As Tom and Ben shared, nutrients are essential to improving your profitability and productivity and ensuring soil health for years to come, along with water quality. Reporting for this edition of the State of Soy, I'm Michaela Jordan.
Everything starts with the land. We really respect farmers.
There's nothing that we cannot help a client with. The brokerage, the management, the appraisal, and the investment are 4 pillars that really go so well together.
We work with a lot of really great people working incredibly hard to provide for their families, their community, and the country.